much already talked about what I wanted to talk about.
Let me hit you
so far. That Future Man,
Future
UFC
Man
shit.
Let me hit you.
Shit.
Let me hit you with
That's
something,
all I
Jay.
really had.
Let me hit
fell
you.
In there.
Let me hit you with something, Jay. So I was talking with someone the other day. You know, we just got stoned, got deep, just like how we do it. And, you know, we were just talking about life, death, time, you know, super wide open about the topics. And I just got into, like, energy. You know what I mean? Everything's basically energy. And I was saying how we as humans, we kind of are just, like, receptors. Like, everything on Earth is just a receptor of energy, and they perceive it in a different way. Like, a bug isn't seeing what we're doing, but they're receiving the same energy that we receive via the sun and just, you know, Earth. So, with that thought, if we are just receptors of energy, I took it extreme and basically said, you know, we could reach a limit to where we are then emitting the energy. And then I thought, what if that is what stars are? You know, stars were just an object that was receiving energy, and now it's overloaded so much that it's emitting the energy, aka light. You know?
Well, in a way, we are emitting that energy. I think your idea here is like, we are definitely receptors of, you know, you can say we get vitamin D from the sun, all this stuff from the sun or whatever, that we were created from a star in general. We eat food to survive. That's a type of energy coming into us. So I see what you're saying. We're a receptor of energy, but we do produce that energy back, whether it's us working or
we're kind of putting it back into the world.
When it comes to you saying the stars, how is our energy reflected to them? Like
we're made of stardust.
Right.
That's what, like, particles from space
wouldn't that shot? It would be like accumulation of everybody at the same time, right?
Exactly.
Like it would have to be everybody's at once. Because when I hear this, for some reason, I keep on thinking life is the universe experiencing itself.
Yeah.
And that kind of ties in what I just said.
Yeah.
You know?
I believe in that for sure.
And the end of our life could just be the fact that we've received so much of said energy. And everything kind of comes down to stars and light. I mean, like you said with the food, we do consume that food, and that all comes from receiving the light. Animals, plants, everything has to come. Their energy,
it's
their
almost
life
like
form.
Even if you take it to the circle of life, you know what I mean? Like everything has to eat, decompose, be... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be energy, be fuel for something
you know,
else
like energy
later on. And it's like, even it goes down to, I was watching something about like the, what's it called? The Colosseum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In Greece, where they
Colosseum.
used to hold events and shit and have people fight and shit. Well,
Gladiators.
after they would fight, people would run and eat their organs and
Holy
shit because they thought that if their mentality before they died was a warrior's brave strength going out, you know, that's how they're dying, that's how they're going out. They were not afraid, they were brave and courageous and wanted to fight for that shit. So they think that's like a mighty fuel, so they were trying to eat, and people had to be like killed to be like to get off of that, because so many people were trying to eat those bodies and shit. Like
that's
people
crazy.
had to like guard those types of bodies and shit. So they
I didn't know
wouldn't
that
be
at all,
because
bro.
they wanted that warrior strength, and they thought their blood would fuel them.
See, the only thing I've kind of heard something like that is like, you know, people have said like the elite, you know, drink fucking like
I've heard that too.
Blood because it has a certain
but
chemical
then also
in it.
think about this. If you're talking about the food that we eat today, if you're looking at a scared cattle and something that is afraid and something that isn't in the environment that it lives in, something that doesn't live its natural life, and the beef is contaminated with fear, and not only that, pesticides, all kinds of bad nutrition. That's why some people don't eat meat, is because they want the good bred meat. They want the grass-bred meat. They want the natural type of meat, not the one that's all caged up and pent up. So there's a toxin that releases releases as soon as a feared animal or something that is afraid. There's a toxin inside that, you know, erupts, and that's not good, and that's not good to eat on us. We want something that was natural, maybe even fierce. Something that's why they do those. What are the blue bell cows or whatever? They all steroid up. I might be wrong on that.
Yeah, they're like fucking
like they're steroid up as fuck, dude, and they eat those.
That kind of ties it with marijuana, because like you could like force the marijuana plant to like basically flower, you know, with kind of deriving it or giving it too much like water or light, and then like that's kind of like what you were saying with plants.
The energy. It's the energy that
you're giving it too much energy. There can be too much.
Punches Brian. Look at this motherfucker. Punches Brian right in the fucking face.
I love when Brian gets fucked up. Oink.
Yeah, oink.
Oh, look at this shit, bro. I want that on my car.
Isn't that episode? He's like, pick up my poop. Telling Brian, because it was a dog.
Pick up my
dogs
poop.
were walking the people. He said, yeah, Brian, pick up my poop.
Get your filthy paws off of me, you filthy.
Sure did. Oink.
You know, going back to that real quick, you can just look at the, you know, without the science and like the deep explanation that we went into of the, you know, the food we eat and what's inside of them, what they're made of, what they've, you know, kind of been through or whatever.
Experienced.
Yeah. It's just the general concept of, like, we all have, you know, this role in a way of like, we all are one within us all, like, humans, animals, you know,
plants,
species, whatever it is, you know, just of all sorts. It's like it's all this cycle of what this life is, and then even beyond us and what we don't know about. I think the more that we travel into space and are going to figure out about other things is going to show us and reflect some more things about what we are.
Well, it'll give us answers because we'll be able to compare it to something that's not similar to us. It might be similar.
It seems like we're just so used to the fact that like this is how life works.
Exactly.
We eat these type of foods. This.
We go through this. This is our lifespan.
It is really the concept of death and life, and just the fact that we're all going to die. It's still the fact that what you lived in that life that's in the world now. Energy. Whatever you left behind, that it's the aura of life in general. It's like
that's why people
when
are
a deer dies, it wasn't just a deer in the wood that fell over. For the most part, that fed a family that gave them good food, that made them good protein, that grew their body and shared extra energy. And it's the energy that continues to flow on. It's just forever and ever. And like I said, without getting too deep into it, it's just like you can understand that everything has its fucking role.
You know, in like science, how like energy always transfers. Like if I hit the table, the energy like displaces and goes on forever. It's always like in a cycle.
Well, I think it's in science terms, right? Energy cannot be destroyed,
created nor destroyed.
It's
just manipulated.
Yeah, it just transfers to everything.
So without everything.
You know what I thought was a cool power on what's that, Ben 10, that one dude who could absorb powers and become whatever material it was.
That's cool.
That shit was dope.
Ben 10 was fucking cool, bro.
Ben 10 was cool. You could absorb.
I remember having an actual Ben 10 like this.
The watch, yes, bro. We all did at one point.
I had to.
We all did at one point.
So,
God damn it, I want this.
You know, Jared, you're gonna like this. Logan's got a really interesting story, and I also have a really interesting story.
I'll start it.
I was just